Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are finally back online after the past few days with no internet. So kicking off the first video, we've already got the Ohio Richlands episode up and published, so you can take a look at that when you're ready. But here we've got a preview for the constructions and town projects. So it says here on the website, the farmers who are particularly dedicated and involved in their town's community will find a wealth of new building opportunities in FS25. So whether you're looking to start a profitable side business or want to make a lasting mark on the region, let's take a look at some of the new construction projects. So first up here, you will notice this, if you remember the piano maker in Zielonka. So in addition to production chains where you produce bread and cakes in the bakery, flour in the grain mill, or canned goods in the soup factory, there were some repeatable constructions. So this one here, it says that not only will the artisan workshop for finely crafted pianos make a comeback and open branches outside its hometown in Riverbed Springs or Hutan Pantai if you want to invest in their expansion to new territories. But there are other new businesses waiting for your involvement too. Taking a look at this next one, we've got the historic wagon builder. Now with this one, we did look at this and wonder what it said, but they strategically took a photo from a position that you couldn't read any of the signs, you could only see the cart. We assumed this was going to be building some sort of cart or some sort of wooden production of in some kind of way. So here we go. Established in Riverbend Springs in 1904, Silver Shaft Wagons still produces some very fancy horse-drawn carriages, requiring wooden boards as well as fabrics and rope to build the wagon. The final product is a love letter to craftsmanship and profitable for you. So taking a look at the different photos there, we can see the workshop inside with a table saw on it, some sort of miter saw as well, little hand saws at the side, and the wagon, I don't know if that's complete in that photo or not, but it does look fantastic. So another production, the playground maker. What is a town without a playground? And a playground without toys? Think of the kids. Then help construct some wooden toy tractors for the local playground in Riverbend Springs by delivering planks and boards. So you can see here the outside view of the shop as well with the boards around the back. And inside, taking a look at the tractor, that will be the final finished product. It looks like a really old school John Deere. So it's fantastic to see these opportunities in the new FS25. Something a little different and something else to focus on. It's like the Silver Run expansion, the Silver Run Forest, where you could take all of the materials that you can gather or make and put them in different productions, and then they all combine into making the roller coaster, which was fantastic to do. But making monuments, this is the next section. Riverbend Springs and Hutan Pantai feature even bigger construction projects. Let's call them community projects. Big plans of the respective town to build something monumental. This requires way more time and effort than these single little productions we've seen just a second ago. The farming operation, if it is not enough for you, and you as a farmer want to shape out not only fields but an entire town, this might be your end game. So first up, we've got the playground project in Riverbend Springs. It's a rather big project by an absent toy maker who doesn't tend to finish his big projects. But he does need some help. He doesn't stop at toy tractors, but his architectural magnum opus is something else. Grandpa Walter and Noah can tell you more about the actual intention of this product. Now, I know you're thinking right now, who's Grandpa Walter and Noah? That is going to be in the next video. I actually didn't catch it in time before we lost internet on Friday. But we have new information about the NPCs, and that will be in the next video. I'll probably put a link of some description in just now with the timestamp. And we can take a link to the other video if you want to come back to this position and watch it. It should be one of the next released videos as well. It may be a short for easiness to find. But as we can see, it does say here, this underneath the photo on the actual FarmSim website, it says under construction, nothing to see here yet. So I don't know if that is something else included in this that they've still got to release. We're not sure, but emotionally prepare yourself to deliver a whole range of resources over multiple stages until this one is finished. We don't reveal it here just yet. So this is just the start of something even bigger. This could be like we mentioned just not long ago, the Silver Run Forest roller coaster. You could be using little bits of productions all over the whole map, and then the end products that come out of them go into one big end product, which the community project, I would assume, in the Silver Run Forest would have been the roller coaster at the end. which was quite a big mission if you had seen videos of people doing it. It took quite a lot of, it was very labour intensive, that is definitely for sure. But next up we have Hutan Pantai, the temple grounds. To add to the Asian flair, Hutan Pantai wants to rebuild some of the old temple grounds, keeping the aesthetics of what their ancestors once built here. So as you can see, it's just a flat kind of area with already built foundations. I'm assuming the foundations are already there. And then you've got the second photo here with the start of the, it looks like the walls, the windows and the doors are going in. Another one here, I don't know 100% what this one is, but there's the bridge across to, this is maybe the bridge across and you go up the stairs to this area that we were looking at in the first photo. Maybe that is something you build, the house is built, or the temple structure is built there over that stairway as you go up into the area where you build the other temples. And lastly, we can see it here at night, which does look fantastic. The visual effects we have in the game now is just, we can't wait to try this out. I'm sure you're thinking the same sitting at home, but it just looks breathtaking, some of the imagery we have gotten so far. But last up, there is collectibles to be found in the region. They will be displayed in the temples as soon as they are built. So once you build the temples, that is kind of a goal. Once you build the temples, there'll be a map in there somewhere telling you exactly where they all are. But if we can see with this next couple of photos, they call them crop orbs. They don't give much information. All they say is, because they're orbs with crops inside. So does it give you money like it did in the past with collectibles? Does it give you a certain amount of crops in that type? Does it give you a boost? If you get, like with this photo here, you can see the wheat. If you were to collect that, would it give you a 50% rise in wheat bonus continually throughout the game? Or does it mean that we now see the weather effects? This is maybe thinking too far out of the box here, but would the weather not affect that crop as much? Or does it give some sort of special ability to that crop that it's maybe, it rejects the weeds more? You have to put herbicide on it a lot less? Or does it give you a constant fertilization stage? Or we don't know any of that. It doesn't give any information. It is basically, they give you a photo and say they are crop orbs because they're orbs with crops inside. So not much information on that. But another one, I know it's a long version video. I wanted to get everything out as quick as possible because we are way behind. So we've got the Riverbend Springs Grain Elevator Museum. Now we did mention something about this when we did see the Riverbend Springs map kind of being released. It wasn't the whole thing, but from Giants, what the photos they released anyway. We did think this was something to do with an old grain mill of some sort, or a factory that we could potentially rebuild, because there was rumours going about that we had to build things, but that wasn't confirmed, but now we do. It says here that since Riverbend Springs used to be a place full of good old wooden grain elevators, there's even one left. Unfortunately, it is in pretty rough shape because it hasn't been used in a long time, and we can see that from the photos from the inside as well. It is very derelict and run down and definitely hasn't been used in many years. But as the historic grain elevator itself, there are various objects of agricultural significance tucked away around Riverbend Springs. How did they get there? Well, there's a lot of history to it. Maybe Walter can clear it up if you decide to talk to him, and he happens to bring it up. So again, we're going back to this Walter and the grandpa. The characters we get, the NPCs that we can interact with in the game. Again, this will be in a different video because there is so much to take in with this. It's shaping up to be one fantastic game, that is for sure. But as if all this stuff belongs in a museum, guess what? The old grain elevator, when it's renovated, it will become a museum for these interesting remnants of times gone by. So that's another addition. Once you build the grain mill, there is another part of it to happen. You can get that as a museum and put different parts from the map that you find in it. Finally, we have the last part of this video. We have the build your own house. So if you're looking to build a new home, just build one. There's some new additional farmhouses and barns available, but the trick here is you can't just buy them and place them. You have to supply the resources first. So I'm assuming with this first photo here, you're definitely going to need a lot of timber and potentially stones of some sort. I don't know how you would go about acquiring that, or if looking here, you can see the packs of timber blue wrapped in the background, and then as we come closer to where we're standing, you have breeze block, or what it looks like breeze blocks or concrete blocks that you would build foundations with. So is there a potential for a concrete production factory or something along that lines? Moving even closer, we've got, I think it's maybe slabs or something to put around the house, and then even closer is what looks like red tiles. So again, is tiles going to be a factor in the productions? We don't know yet, but I would assume it is if you can build it all yourself. Look into this next screenshot here. We've got the next stage of the house built up, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of wood. I would say it's not going to be planks or boards as much as it's going to be logs straight from the wood. Obviously treated or machined in some way to make them fit all together, but I think it looks like it's going to be a log production you would need, heavily aimed on forestry. But the final photo here, you do see it has a tin roof, so I don't know what the use for that red tiles were for in that first couple of photos, but it definitely is centered around wood, that is for sure. That is the main thing I would think you have to do. But it says here, you want to go in? Go ahead. Once the construction site is cleaned up, you can enter your new home. Maybe your multiplayer friends will want to check it out when you're brainstorming the next steps on the fields for the day. So it sounds like these things that you build in game are going to be accessible on multiplayer. I'm assuming it is in all platforms, including your Xbox and PlayStation as well. I'm not sure. I would assume it is because it's coming from the base game. Anything that we see here, I would take an educated guess to say that it is coming to all platforms. This isn't a PC only thing with these scripts like we've had in the past. But look at the other couple of houses we have here. They all look fantastically built and the interior is well decorated as well. We're just going to skip through a couple of these last photos. And the last one here, we have the roundhouse. I'm not sure if it's made of some sort of tin or metalwork. So again, that brings back this wooden house we had not long ago. It had the green metal roof. So is metal some sort of a production? Because I know we had, I think it was metal ore in Silver Run. Is that taking a comeback? But for that kind of things, we would need some sort of quarry. But I don't know if we noticed that in any of the maps. Maybe we're just thinking about this too much and it's something you maybe purchase from somewhere, or it is made from a byproduct of something else. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I hope that catches you up with at least some of the new things that's coming in for FS25. But as I said, a couple of things mentioned in this video will be in the next one. Mainly the NPC players. We did hear a couple of them being mentioned, so we will see them in the next video. But I hope this has kept you up to date with our constructions and town projects. So that is the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one for the NPCs, and it will be shorts of the fact sheets as well we missed on Friday. So stay tuned for more.